Welcome to another Dragonheir Silent Gods video. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. In today's video, guys, I want to spotlight one of the new epic heroes added in Season 4, the new Dauntless character, which I think is really awesome. Before we move over to that, I just want to say a big thank you to Dragonheir for sponsoring today's video. And if you guys are new around here, new on the channel, if you haven't tried Dragonheir Silent Gods just yet, you can download the game by using the link in the description down below, or in the pinned comment, or by scanning the QR code you see on the screen. Plus, like this, you get to help and support the channel, which I really appreciate. Talking about the new epic Dauntless hero, guys, Thalorian. He looks badass, and he has a pretty solid kit as well. Now, what I would like to see is an aura for all battles rather than just series of trials. With the passive, basic attacks have a 20% chance to trigger a double hit, and every extra 1% attack speed will increase the trigger's chance by 0.2%, up to a 50%. The battle skill strikes an enemy twice, each dealing damage. The skill is regarded as a basic attack, meanwhile grants attack speed up to all Dauntless allies. Shame this is not an attack speed up version 2, because that would be much better. But if you can pair him with a different character that can give you that, with Vanny, for example, you're definitely gonna get more value out of this character. With the ultimate skill, strikes an enemy 4 times, each dealing attack lightning damage. The skill is regarded as a basic skill. The subsequent 5 times of basic attacks are guaranteed to trigger double hits. So basically, he's gonna go ham with the basic skill, guys. That's how most of the Dauntless characters work. So if you run him in a team with Velios, or of course with a Shelter, you're gonna get tons of value because of their passives, right? What I want to do, I want to put him head-to-head with Shagrol to see which one of them will perform better in here. We're going to use the exact same gear on both of them, so this is what I have on him. Let me just quickly load the gear. I'm very curious to see if he is actually better than Shagrol. Shagrol is super powerful. He's probably the best epic damage dealer after Shelter for the Dauntless characters. Nimbus is definitely very solid as well. But talking about him and Shagrol, very curious to see which one of them will perform better. They have very similar skills in a way or another. So I do have him built on a Echo of War set, which basically will definitely help the Dauntless characters to deal a bit of additional damage. These are the stats that I have on him, and I'm gonna have the exact same gear on Shagrol once we're gonna do the run. But let me just quickly show you how effective they can actually be. So let me just load the team, sorry. I do have the defense aura for Ardrat. And what's good about this team, guys? 4 epics, 1 legendary, okay? So this is actually going to be a very helpful team. The legendary is free in Season 2. You have Ardrat as the guaranteed legendary event. If you are managing your resources right, you're going to be able to get Ardrat without a problem. So let me just quickly show you the skill timing, just in case if you are curious. That's what we have on them. I do have the Witch's Remains on Neola. She will put attack down too. And let's jump straight into the run. We're gonna quickly pay attention to see what sort of damage we're getting from here. And I think I'm gonna bring Nimbus in a test as well on the exact same gear, because why not? Let's see which one is better, Nimbus, Shagrol, or the new epic hero. Very curious. Now, they all have pros and cons. Nimbus, I feel like he's going to be much better versus Chief Challenges, just for the simple fact that he's a ranged character, while him and Shagrol, they're both melee characters, you know? So that will definitely make a bit of a difference, especially if you don't have the right support, if you cannot trick the boss to target different characters. In Season 1 is easy, because you can easily trick the boss, but for the other ones is a bit harder, especially in Season 2, if I'm not mistaken. Thalorian is the Chief Challenge boss in Season 2, so it's definitely a bit more difficult with that one there. But let's see what sort of damage we're getting per hit. So I'm quickly gonna pay attention to it once we have the defense down. Then we're gonna put it on 10x speed. Okay, give me that shield. That massive juicy shield from Garius is absolutely insane, especially if you have Ardrat in the team. So defense down. Ultimate. Okay, the damage is actually not bad. 73k per hit. That's actually pretty good, you know, because he does have quite a few extra hits in there, and he has the passive that has an extra chance to trigger extra hits, you know. if I would have Ivelios in the team instead of Shaltar, I would definitely get way more damage from him, just for the simple fact that I'm going to have more increased attack up speed, and it's going to be the bigger version, and that really, really benefits the character a lot, you know? But that being said, I'm going to take you all the way to the end to see the final result. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to stop it at exactly 8 minutes in for every single team, just to ensure there is a plain field and nobody dies early, or if somebody else might die a bit later than that. 51.5 million damage. I think this is actually very, very solid, considering that we are using 3 epic damage dealers. I think it's a very, very solid result. And of course, Shaltar will be the main damage dealer because of the passive. But then we have him with 18.1 million damage, which I do think that is actually a very solid result. Let's see if we're quickly going to bring in the Shaltar team. So this is the gear that he has, exactly the same thing we had on him as well. Very curious to see how this team will actually perform, comparing it with the rest. And I do want to see what sort of damage we're going to get from Shagrel in here per hit, you know, to kind of like have a better understanding. 63k. So basically he deals 10k more damage than Shagrel. Shagrel does have I feel like a couple of extra hits, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm curious to see if he's going to outdamage Shagrel. Shagrel is super, super strong, guys. So even if he's not going to outdamage him, but they are in close proximity, I'm still going to be very, very satisfied with the epic hero. So here we are with this team as well, guys. Seems like Shagrel actually outdamaged him by a little bit. At least the total damage is a bit more. Of course, getting resisted on some defense down or not placing defense down can affect this. So it's not something that 100% he is better or 100% he's not, because it's pretty hard to keep an eye on that. So we got 20 million damage with Shagrel. I do think that overall, most probably he is going to out-damage him by a little bit. But it's honestly not too bad. I'm actually really satisfied with the results so far, because that means that we can actually build more Dauntless teams and have very effective characters, you know? Having new epics is always amazing. So now we're about to try the final epic Dauntless character that deals a lot of damage, and that's Nimbus. I actually never tried him in the Temporal Vortex, so I'm super curious to see how this team will actually perform with him and what sort of damage we're gonna get from here, because as I mentioned, I've never ever tried him in the Temporal Vortex. Very curious to see what damage he deals per hit as well. He does do a lot of damage though, because he has less hits, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see. Defense down is on. We have the increased attack. Okay, 37 per hit. So he's actually doing less damage, but he might have extra hits actually. I can't really remember exactly how many hits he has in the ultimate skill, but you know what, I'm gonna take you straight to the final result. So here we are, guys. It does seem like, yes, he is pretty solid in the Temporal Vortex 2, Nimbus, not only in the Chief challenges. The damage is actually pretty solid too, 53.4 million damage. And let's see what exactly we got from Nimbus. 18.5 million damage. So he's out damaging the new epic hero just by like 300k or so. 300, 400k. But honestly, that really shows the quality of the new epic hero. He is actually solid indeed. So I'm very happy to see that, because as I mentioned, we can build more Dauntless teams for Chief challenges in the Otherworld event and reach the 22 million damage a bit easier than trying to use rare characters or stuff like that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below if you are a fan of the new epic hero. As usual, appreciate every single one of you guys watching. If you enjoyed the content, make sure you smash a like, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. Help with that YouTube algorithm. Thanks again to Dragonheir for sponsoring the video, and if you guys want to get involved, you can download the game by using the link in the description down below, or in the pinned comment, or by scanning the QR code you see on the screen. Peace.